Hey everyone, and welcome back for episode 11 of my Road to Pro series, where we are here at Road Atlanta making our GT4 debut. And this is how the grid is lining up for today's race. We have qualified P11 out of 24, and if you look at that top 4 drivers, their iRating is very, very high. The strength of field is pretty high, so it's going to be a tough race. But let's go to the track and see what we can do. Here we are now in the cockpit, ran in the final bit and the lights are out and we are underway. The leader gets us going at Road Atlanta in the GT4s. We're now on the inside of Owen Liu here, and we're going to look to maybe get the move done into the first corner, as he's a little bit slow and a little bit held up, and we do get the move, and straight away we are into the top 10 positions. But now we are on the back of Bruckner here. We're going to go through the blind right-hander, then head down the hill. This is where cars are 100% going to lose the rear at some point in the race, and it's sketchy on the first lap with cold brakes and cold tires especially. Now we head up the hill through the left hand, and we have got an incredible run on Bruckner here. We're going to shape to the inside. He's given us the room. He has not closed it off completely, and we're going to make a little small lunge down the inside. We're up alongside him, and there's a bit of contact. And Bruckner has spun it round. We'll have to take a look back at that shortly to see if I was at fault or he was at fault, or it was just purely a racing incident. I did get 0x for that contact though, so I do think it was very, very minimal, the contact made, but we'll take a look back in a second to see what happened. And here it is. Here is the replay. I feel like I'm alongside a decent margin, but I think the steering inputs were very, very minimal from both sides. But now here's what happened to Boy. As he went through the corner, the avoiding BMW there just made contact and ricocheted him into the wall. And this is some avoiding action taken from the cars behind. As Bruckner rejoins, his car sliding all over the place, his Porsche had to take to the grass. But now we continue on lap 1, and we're heading down the end of the back straight, about to head into the famous chicane. The cars in front are all piling up. Look at them all. It's like a horde heading into the corner. And now we go through the right section, and we're going to go over the crest and down the hill to complete the first lap, and we're up into P9, having gained 2 positions, one a bit controversially and the other with a good move, calm and collected down the inside at T1. And there it is, confirmation from our crew chief there. We are in the top 10, but look at this, we are not far off Jacob Trainer in front and the other 2 cars he is following here, as we once again head through the blind right-hander, hitting the curb pretty hard and bouncing the car around the corner. But now we head down the hill, and there is smoke, and one car is off the track, and the McLaren has gone off. The McLaren has gone off also. He must have had some issue with his steering, because into that corner he just went straight on into the barrier across the grass. And that is 2 more positions that we have made up now into P7. We'll have to take a look back at those accidents shortly, but for now, look at the cars ahead, looking for moves, not quite making them, but definitely eyes open, eyes peeled, preparing for the opportunity, hoping for the opportunity to get down the inside. But now we've just got to follow Jacob Trainer here as we head down the straight. But now here's a replay of what Mjolnir spun, where he heads into the corner. He just must have put in a bit too much steering input, and the McLaren just gets lightly collected, and it looks like his left front wheel was gone. But let's take a look from his view then. Oh, he just misjudged the corner slightly, had nowhere to go, and that was him into the barrier. And yes, look at him there, full right steering, and he did not go anywhere other than straight. But now we head on to lap 6. We have just set our fastest lap, and we are only getting quicker and quicker as we are on the tail of this massive pack of cars up in front. I think it's 5 cars, so everyone except the leader is right in front of us here, and we're gonna hopefully make some moves on these cars as it gets super intense, super tight, where one mistake could cause not only you to crash out, but many others. Now we head up the hill slightly, and we're going into the bottom corners now. We are still P7 following Jacob Trainer and Vaprino. We're going to be looking for some moves here, any opportunity to get down the inside, but we've got to be calm, collected and patient, and that is what's going to hopefully gain us the positions now. as we're heading down the back straight. Slipstream is not so evident and strong in these cars. It is still a factor that plays into it, but it is not to the same extent as some of the Formula cars. But now as we look up ahead at the BMW, he's looking for a move down the inside at the chicane. He looks like he maybe gets the move there, but now they're 3 wide almost, and now 2 lines of 2 wide heading down the hill. Myself following Trainer right at the back, but look at this. It is like a swarm of cars heading through the final corner with a few trailing just short behind us. And now into T1, Trainer's making a move on the inside of Aprino, and it looks like he's going to be able to squeeze him out and get the move done. Yes, he does. But now we all go barreling into the blind right-hander here. We have to now sort ourselves out, get back into single file in order to make sure none of us crash out. And this is how it's going to be for now. We have not been able to capitalize on Trainer's move on Vaprino and get ourselves up another position. We're going to have to bide our time and wait for another opportunity to arise. But this racing is absolutely incredible, super intense in the cockpit. Any little error, as I said before, and you're not only going to lose lots of positions, but you could cause many others to lose lots of positions. So you just got to be perfect, and you've got to be clean, and you've got to be patient. No rash moves are going to reward you in this type of racing. But now we're on lap 7, heading down the back straight here. Rawley is now the car we are trailing, and Owen Liu is only 0.6 behind. Ever since I overtook him right at the start, he's been on my tail, and I don't think he's going to be going anywhere anytime soon. As we head through the chicane, we get it pretty nicely, get a good run, good exit, and we've managed to gap Liu by about 0.1 second there, extending our gap over him, which has only come down. It was about 2 seconds, but it's only come down due to us getting held up by all the fighting in front. But realistically, there is no way to get around these cars. I've not found an opening yet to make any moves and to make any progress into the race. So we're just going to have to continue to sit behind them here and just hope for a mistake, hope for an opportunity to arise. And that is just going to be the aim, and that is going to be the story of the race so far, and perhaps into the future of this race. As we head once again through the left-hander up the hill, and we're now 0.5 behind Rawley, with Leo 0.7 behind. Into the bottom corners we go. So we've got a Merc in front, a Merc behind, and we are driving a Merc ourselves. So it's going to be tight, even battling here. I am the lowest I rating, I think, in these top positions, so I'm definitely out of my safety zone here a little bit. Now we head through the chicane, and Rawley's made a mistake up in front. He's almost lost the rear end there, getting wide on the gravel, but we are not close enough to capitalize. He is still 0.8 seconds in front, so we have definitely dropped off significantly there. But now we're on lap 10, second last lap, the penultimate lap here. We've got to make some progress if we're looking to make any positions, but a back marker has come out of the pits and he's let Rawley through, but he's going to come out in such an awkward position where we cannot get through, and there is no way for him to let us through here down the hill in a safe way. So we're going to have to sit behind him for a little bit longer, and he holds us up incredibly. He does in the end pull over and let us through, but that is just some unfortunate, real unfortunate timing there. I do thank him in the end, but it is just unfortunate as Rawley got through nice and cleanly, but us, we know we got held up behind the back marker of Holdor, which has allowed Liu to gain a little bit. He is now 0.7 seconds behind. This is going to get tight and intense as we are going to be heading to the line now. We've got about a lap and a quarter maybe to go, and Liu has Svarks and Caruana behind him, not too far, and any mistake made now could allow them to get back into this race also. But look up ahead, look at the pack of 5 cars heading through the chicane, super close, super tight. We've made a mistake though. We've run it wide on the exit of the chicane. We've picked up our second incident point of the race, and that has allowed Liu to gain even more. He is now 0.6 behind as we cross the line to start our final lap, the white flag lap. And we're now heading through the first corner. We've got to keep everything perfect and clean now. Not a single mistake, otherwise he will capitalize and he will jump onto the back of us and look for a way past. As now we head through the blind corner and down the hill, he is still 0.6 behind. We're just keeping an eye on that gap. But we do not want to make any mistakes, as we picked up another incident point for slightly cutting the blind corner a little bit too much, and yet another for running it wide on exit through that left-hander. But Leo is still 0.6 behind, so even though we're picking up incidents, we are keeping him behind. We're keeping the gap about the same. And if you look at the top left and you look at the timings, we are roughly, I mean, he's quicker than us. He's fast lap by about 2/10, but it is not too far off. And I think consistency based, I'm definitely more consistent at the moment. But we have definitely lost sight of the top 6. Look at them, 2.1 seconds ahead now. But Liu is 0.6 behind us. He is the worry. He is the problem. But look up ahead, the car's almost going 2 lines of 2 wide once again. I think Traynor ended up backing out of his move on the BMW, but we run up slightly wide again on exit. No incident point that time, but I think we're going to be able to hold it. And yes, we are. We're going to be able to keep Leo behind to maintain our P7 position. But what a race, what a drive that was. P11 to P7, out of my depth. What a race. But now here are the results from our debut race in the GT4 series. As you can see here, Turcotte finished first, miles ahead of everyone, followed by Lesson, Vaprino, Mischenthaler, Traynor, there was another car, and then us. We managed to pick up 4 points for our P7 though, and 51 iRacing. Massive gains. We are now in the 2.1k, but we did lose 0.48 safety rating, purely because when you go down 1, it minuses another 0.4, which is a bit annoying. But that's just all part and parcel. But now I hope you guys have enjoyed that first episode, I suppose, of our GT4 season here. But it was a very intense race. But if you did enjoy it, make sure you go down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so you don't miss the next episode of my Road to Pro series. Catch you guys next time.